race in the Constitution. We heard a little bit about the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, where race is clearly a part of the Constitution. But prior to that, we've got some problems with race in the Constitution. Can you talk to us a little bit about the origin of the Constitution and the omission of race, or the inclusion of race, or the discussion of race, or the necessity behind how our founders had to proceed?
Yeah, so what I'll focus on, I'll give you a précis. If you want a really great discussion about this, there's a book by a historian, I think at Princeton, named Sean Wilentz. The book is called No Property in Man. And what you see, if you go back and you read the debates of the Constitutional Convention, you do not see the sort of debates that you saw leading up to the Civil War. There was a profoundly different approach to slavery in the late 1700s than there was in the mid-1800s. What you see is that the Founding Fathers debating the Constitution are almost to a man. And this includes Thomas Jefferson, mind you, right, who owned a lot of slaves, who said, you know, I've got a bunch of slaves, and yet I tremble when I think that my God is a just God, right? And they're wrestling with this problem of this ideal, which they believe, right, that all men are created equal. But the reality that slavery exists, and they feel like they are torn between the sort of temporal concerns of not upsetting an economy and the eternal concerns of creating a nation on eternal principles. And they are almost uniformly agreed that slavery must go, but we can't just axe it. One of the larger pragmatic concerns was that if you just try to axe it, the southern states will leave, and then the northern states will have zero ability to influence them in the future and to eradicate slavery in the future. So what James Madison, president of the convention, goes to great lengths to do is to say the Constitution will not eradicate slavery, but under no circumstances will it include a single line which gives approval to the notion that there can be property in human beings. And so they create this compromise where they will permit it where it exists, but enshrine ideals which will lead to its eventual eradication.